My name is KeAloha Douma, a White Mountain Apache Tribe Attorney General, as well as a proud member of the White Mountain Apache Tribe. I echo what Chairwoman Lee Gatewood stated, as well as our Councilman Aubrey Ade, as well as Councilman Arnold Beach. The tribe wants to preserve a district as close to the maps as they currently are as possible. We want to ensure that we have zealous representation. We want to have a Native American minority population. We do have a Native American minority population that deserves to have proper representation. Redistricting has, of course, the ability to positively or negatively impact our government, our people, our resources, future resources, and the responsiveness of our representatives. That is extremely important to the White Mountain Apache Tribe. As the Commission is aware, a low Native American percentage meaning below 60%, could mean a dilution of the Native American vote and the inability of Native Americans to elect a candidate of choice. The tribe opposes modifications that would negatively impact the tribe's ability to elect a candidate of choice. As the chairwoman was stating, we want to ensure that the neighboring towns where our people also live are in the same legislative and congressional districts as the people located on the White Mountain Apache Reservation. Along with many other Apache and Native American families, I work in White River, I live in Pinetop. My children go to school in Lakeside. Along with my other fellow tribal members, we shop in Sholo and all the other surrounding communities here in the White Mountains. The White Mountain Apache Tribe is a strong driving force for the economy here. And we employed a significant number of people from the neighboring communities. As to the congressional map, we'd like to see Prescott moved into another district. We feel strongly that they are not a community of interest with the White Mountain Apache Tribe. They do not share the same values that are important to us. It's important to us that we're able to elect a candidate of our choice. My cousin that spoke earlier, Donna Faye Whitesinger, Navajo County Supervisor, she also lives in a neighboring community like myself. It's important for us to be able to elect someone that, like her, that shares our same interests, our same values, and will be able to give us that important, zealous representation that the White Mountain Apache Tribe requires, desires, and demands. Thank you.
Thank you. Good evening, Madam Chair, Vice Chair, and honorable committee members. My name is Casey Douma. I am a representative of White Mountain Apache Tribe, as well as a resident of Pinetop, Arizona. And the importance of securing districts that empower Native American voters is very important. So when we look at the Voting Rights Act and the ability to secure a Native American majority district, we see that, as been discussed earlier, the factors that allow the commission to design a Native American majority district within the legislative districts, those factors are met, the jingles factors. Importantly, one of the very important aspects of having a Native American majority districts is to look at the historical disenfranchisement of Native American voters within the area. If we look at the history of disenfranchisement, we see that there is a definite need to secure the voting power and strengthen the voting power of Native Americans. We see that when Section 5 of the Voting Rights Act was gutted by the United States Supreme Court, we now have this void with a lot of attempts to dilute the Native American voting power, to make it more difficult to vote. So securing strong Native American majority districts is very important to the White Mountain Apache people, as well as Native Americans within the district. And so if we begin to look at the factors that allow the majority Native American districts to be created, it is imperative that the voice of the White Mountain Apache leadership is factored in, as in defining those communities of interest. The White Mountain Apache leadership is in the best situation, the best place to define what is a community of interest for the White Mountain Apache people. And so with that, I'd like to thank you for your efforts in pushing and advocating, who wish to carry the voices of the White Mountain Apache people into the respective decisions that you have today. Thank you.
I am Eric Kramer from Pinetop. An approximately equal number of non-competitive districts is not the same thing as competitive districts required by the Arizona Constitution. Native Americans are told that they will be all right in the proposed CD2 because as a 22% minority, they will have influence. Those assurances are not credible when the district is likely to be controlled by actual white supremacists. Gosar is a white supremacist, and he created an image of himself killing a non-white woman for sport. He shouldn't be given Northern Arizona as a personal fief. We need the portions of Yavapai County beyond Mingus Mountain to be removed from Congressional District 2 to make it competitive. The legislative districts in Northeast Arizona are not competitive and violate the charter of the commission. Hacking is as much a form of gerrymandering as splitting. Native Americans are packed into the new LD6, along with much of Flagstaff. This gives 3 natives 24,000 a year jobs in Phoenix, but when they get there, they aren't even allowed in the room when the budget is discussed. The gerrymander packs Northern Arizona's Democrats into a single district and leaves the 300,000 Native Americans without any hope of meaningful influence in state government. Competitive legislative districts can be provided by following the Coconino County Board of Supervisors plan. Thank you.
Sheryl Eaton, Navajo County, outside Lakeside. We're here on the sovereign nation of the White Mountain Apaches, where I lived and or worked for 35 years. Competitiveness and fairness of districts are the specific redistricting requirements the people of Arizona voted for in 2000. The current CD1 is competitive. Candidates have to work hard to win it and have to listen to and represent all of their constituents to be reelected. Voters of all parties work to get out the vote, and Native American votes can make the difference. The draft CD2 map is not competitive. Republicans win test elections 9 out of 9 times. That eliminates the power of the Native American vote. They would have 22% of the votes in the district, but no chance of electing their candidates. And the elected representative could just ignore them. The representative would only have to cater to his or her base to get reelected every time. To give all people a chance to affect the outcome of an election, the margin between political parties should be quite small, maybe 3%. I support the Navajo Human Rights Commission's proposed map for CD2, CDF 010, because it creates a competitive district. As to legislative districts, my comment is similar. A bright blue district next to a bright red district discourages people from participating. Why try when you know you will lose or when you know you will surely win? The outcome is predetermined by the boundaries of the districts. I favor the Coconino County Supervisor's proposed maps for the new LD 6 and 7. For the last 150 to 500 years, Native Americans have fought literally and figuratively to preserve their lands, their languages, their cultures, and their lives. They deserve to have a fighting chance to be able to help choose their preferred candidates and even win a couple elections. Appreciate the work of the commission, and I wish you well in devising fair and competitive maps. Thank you.
Good evening, Honorable Chairwoman and Commissioners. My name is Judy Inman. I live in Pinetop, and I recognize that I am standing on Apache land. I am thankful that I was able to live and teach here and in Cholo. My sons graduated from Alchese High School in White River and are still in touch with their Apache friends. I'm retired now, but hope to be here until my last breath. In the 34 years I've lived in the White Mountains, I've seen the relationship between the Apache and Navajo nations in their culture, family ties, and economy, along with the towns in eastern Arizona that serve us all in traverse and commerce. I ask that you support the congressional draft map proposed by the Navajo Nation Human Rights Commission, CDF 010, to protect these historical ties. The current map proposal for CD2 could disrupt these communities of interest, are not compact in our area, and are not competitive in ideology. We have little in common with Prescott and Yavapai County if they were brought into our district. So again, I ask you to please support CDF 010, the Navajo Nation map proposal. Keep the lines as close to the present boundaries as possible, and thanks for being here for us.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Missa Foy, and I live here in Navajo County. I'm here to voice my concern about the congressional draft maps. CD2 took a highly competitive district and turned it into a non-competitive district. In the 9 sample races used, the one party won all 9 of those races. The vote spread in the district is over 7%, which is simply too high. The district is not competitive, and that didn't need to happen in order to accommodate the other constitutional criteria. In a district as large and as diverse as CD2, ensuring competitiveness and wholeness of communities of interest is key so that all constituents get the representation they deserve. In Navajo County, we have more opportunities and challenges in common with Greenlee and Graham counties than we do with Prescott. And we would be better served to have those counties in our district. We need to work together to find solutions to the unique problems we face in Northeast Arizona. To have this kind of solidarity, a district must be competitive, so elected officials need to work for every constituent. CD2 as drawn is currently 22% Native American, and most Native Americans vote as a bloc. If the current map is adopted, they will have no say in who ultimately wins the election. This election will be decided in the primary. This kind of inequity should not be supported. Additionally, independent voters will be disenfranchised because of the low primary turnout. A small minority of voters will be choosing a representative for an area that covers more than half of the state. This inequitable situation can be avoided. This commission can redraw CD2 and use the map submitted by the Navajo Nation. It's map CDF 010. This map has a less than 1% vote spread and includes the counties of Graham and Greenlee. This ensures that the best candidate will win the election, and that is a win for all of us in CD2. Thank you very much, commissioners, and thank you, White Mountain Apache Tribe, for hosting.
Good evening. I'm Ginny Dotson from Vernon in Apache County. These draft maps violate my community of interest. First, we don't belong in any copper corridor. Here, we do tourism and outdoor recreation. Next, we're a border community. We have to get along with a diversity of people, the tourists and our Native American neighbors who come here from nearby towns to go to school, work, shop, and hold county offices. The maps you have drafted for both CD2 and LD7 reach across the state to merge us with areas such as Prescott and Western Yavapai County, where extreme nationalism has taken hold. This does not fit our community. Draft CD2 does bring 13 tribal nations together, but then cancels out their votes with blocks of extreme right voters. This is a parody of the Voting Rights Act. Tribal members will never be able to elect candidates of their choice as it stands. CD2 does not even meet your own broad standard for competitiveness. In closely divided Arizona, a 7% advantage is a landslide. I urge you to adopt the map CDF 010 from the Navajo Human Rights Commission. It is competitive and keeps our community of interest together. And I ask you to replace your Northern Arizona legislative maps with those drawn by the Coconino County Board of Supervisors, map LDF 050 for LD7 and map LDF 051 for LD6. Thank you very much.